Are you frustrated with learning to prep? You know what I'm talking about. How much food do I store? When do I bug out? And what does that look like? Are you finally ready to take the first steps to a real plan? If so, this video is for you. Welcome to the channel where doom and gloom does not exist. This channel is for those that want to improve their preparedness without going off the deep end. Realistic, practical, and balanced. Today I'm talking about something that can actually give you a planning template to get you started. Today, we're going to get up close and personal with the Mad Gear Contingency Planner. Now, Sam over at Mad Gear sent me this planning tool, and I have to say it's fairly detailed, but not so detailed that it bored the crap out of you. And if you've noticed my last videos, I kind of just get into things because I'm done playing the YouTube games. As we open the book, what you're going to notice is that it actually has lots of explanations inside of it. You know, this one's pretty straightforward. The purpose of this contingency planner is to provide families or small groups with the necessary framework required to take coordinated action when SHTF, when the shit hits the fan. Obviously, this book is waterproof and designed to be written on. So I've not written in this one. I've actually got one myself, a smaller version of it, which I'll show you later. But I haven't written in this one because I'm probably just going to give it away. In fact, if you stick around till the end, I will give you the special word to put in the comments so that you can be entered to win this free book. Table of contents. I can actually feel the text is actually raised. It's like speed bump. Anyhow, table of contents. This is where you create your own table of contents. It's kind of reverse osmosis. We're going to go through the process here. And there's more, obviously. And one of the reasons is that you can actually buy add-on pages to this book. Now, the first thing that he talks about is the contingency conditions. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about a condition, and we're talking about the definition of that condition. Now, the condition is actually pretty simple. For instance, hurricane, flooding, windstorm, whiteout. It could be anything. And then obviously you want to define what that condition is. If we're turning the page, we can see that there's more of them because obviously we're going to be preparing for more than just one possible thing. And then over on this side, we're actually going to list our conditions. And why we're going to list them is because we're now bulletizing those things. And then we can actually assign a PACE plan and an exfil plan. Now, if you're not familiar with the PACE plan, it means that this is the quick reference for PACE, and this is your primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. And these are the things that you're going to do if your conditions are met. Exfil means exfiltration. It comes over from the special forces side, and it basically means we're going to get out of here. And obviously the destination and the route and how we're going to get there. If we turn to the next page, hopefully I'm not boring the crap out of you because this is actually a pretty neat book. We've got some notes here, and then actually how to use the condition tablets, actual instructions on how to do it, that we don't have to come back to this video later and try to figure out what I'm talking about. These instructions come in handy after you go through the process. They're kind of backwards, but I've found that they kind of work too. Sliding over, we have a PACE plan. You can set up any PACE plan that you want. It does not have to refer to communications. It could be anything. Something goes down, what's the primary way we're going to deal with it? The alternate way, the contingency way, and the emergency. And obviously we've got a spot over here for notes. And then obviously how to make a PACE plan. Isn't that special? So you don't even have to come back to this video like I was talking about. A sample PACE plan for communications would be right here. You know, your primary is your cell phone, your alternate, your cell phone. To individuals in the family, a contingency could be any phone. An emergency could be mobile GMRS, radio monitor, GMRS, blah, blah, blah. But you could have your own PACE plan. You don't have to follow this one. This is just an example, okay? And obviously an example of an exfil plan up here where we're going to start from coordinates. Most people don't use coordinates, to be honest with you. An address, unless coordinates would be like if you plan on going someplace in the woods. Okay. And then obviously you can write, paste, or draw in this particular area for your exfil plan. The nice thing about it, that's as big as my hand. So, and no, I don't have it. I just have an average size hand for a guy. Okay, for an American male. All right, and then if we slide over here, we actually talk about how to make an exfil plan. Now we're going to start to move more into the, I hate to say it, but like security areas, an authentication table. Most people would look at this and go, I have no idea what this is. Authentication tables are really easy to use. It's all about knowing what's in them and making them for yourself. As you can see here, you can make your authentication table right there, and actually how to build it and then how to use it. This isn't a video about security, so we're not really going to talk a lot about that because I don't have any militias that I want to jump into these days. But anyway, these are the kind of things that you would use to have to authenticate things. Obviously, be aware that it's against FCC regulations to speak in an unauthenticated or to use this table during the FCC times. Anywho, I'm sure I've got some hamheads out there that'll tell me otherwise, but anyway, I'm going to say it anyway. All right, card of the day. This is literally just one word means another word. Let me flip to the example so I can show you what this means. So the card of the day is intended to allow the user to encode information for use over communication systems. This allows users to speak clearly without fully revealing sensitive details. And then you will literally say like places, people, or objects. And then you've got, you don't have to use stinkboard. It's literally all one word or two words that form one word that have 10 numerical characters in them. All right, so basically how to use the card is you're replacing words. That's all it really is. All right, so if you could read this. I'm just going to freeze right here for a second while you read this. Okay. All right, and then obviously a cipher table, guys. We're really starting to get deep into the security part of this, but it's nice to know that this is available to you. And how do you use a cipher? It's actually back here. It'll teach you all those things. Now, one of the things that I like about it is it actually has lots of reference points. Like it says notes and references like locations, addresses, phone numbers, frequencies, basically kind of like a comm plan. It's almost like a comm plan. Hint, hint, hint. We're going to slide this back over here, and then we have references. On the reference side, obviously we've got, a lot of people don't use Morse code, but if you do, now you can use this to decode it. And then we've got obviously our phonetic alphabets, radio frequencies, basic radio terminology. We've got some what they call the Q codes. It's good to know those. If you don't have the reference for it, you can write down what you're hearing and then say, and then read it back or study it. And then on this side, this isn't actually pretty interesting because one of the problems that people in general who are on radios, they're just not super radio dorky. And they don't understand when somebody says, what's on the 12 millimeter bandwidth, This actually tells you the frequencies that are inside of. So if we go to 12 millimeter, and these are the frequencies that are inside of that, from here to here. Also, if you needed to make yourself an antenna, that's how long the antenna would be. Isn't that interesting? You could actually make your own antennas. And I may or may not put an adapter for like the UV5R or such in the description for you to go find, so you can literally just hook a wire to that antenna or make your own antenna with this adapter. Yeah, I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put it in the links. I'm going to put the links in the description. All right, and then we've got our contingency planner, our inventory list. This could literally be anything whatsoever. And then it's continued, and then we've got our backpack list. This could be anything. You have to create this stuff yourself, but this gives you the template to figure it out. So you're not having to watch 50 YouTube videos. We've got our go bag pack list. We've got a vehicle checklist. That's actually kind of detailed. Yeah, everything from air compressors, the Faraday bag, jump starter, vehicle toolkits. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything inside of it. Let's scroll this over here, and then obviously got some vehicle notes. We've got some more notes over here, and then we're starting to run out of pages. And if you actually want to download the emergency planning app called Get Ready, it's free. It's free. You can do a lot of this stuff on your phone. Not as good as the book, but yeah, it's free. Okay, guys, hopefully you got something out of this. Do me a favor. Make sure that you're going to see some videos like, I think maybe over here. Whoop, over here. Watch one of those videos. They're just as good. There you go. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.